In this video, we're going to cover how to actually know if a niche is going to work before you actually post. Now, this is a question that I get so often, and there are like a few things you can do to kind of almost guarantee that a niche is gonna work, right? So before we get into it, for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Steffen. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with faceless YouTube channels, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped to make $31,000 in one single month. Then here, a different student, $24,000 in one single month. Here we helped a student to absolutely blow up his channel because we pick the niches with our students. And if you're interested in getting the same kind of results, just check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free one-on-one call with me and we'll have a look if I can help you get the same results. Then we also have a completely free Skool community, which is called Freedom Channels, with a completely free course. Make sure to join it through the second link in the video description. Join it through the link, otherwise you will not get approved. So with that being said, I would say let's get into the video. And the first thing we obviously have to always have a look at when we want to start a channel, or when we want to figure out, hey, is the niche gonna work or not, right? The first thing we have to always have a look at is the niche research, is how does the niche even look like? Many people forget that YouTube is not just about posting videos, it's about finding gaps in the market. And that's where these kind of criteria, or this kind of criteria, comes in, which is always super important for myself and also for all our students. Now, if you find a niche that kind of has this criteria, then you know you have a good one. For example, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. This is one of the most important factors on YouTube. Many people, as I've already explained, think that YouTube is just a video platform. Yes, it is a video platform, but as a creator, you will always have to look for supply and demand. And the reason why people are still failing in 2026 is because they do not understand the concept of supply and demand. So make sure you go ahead and you completely understand it. Or if you don't understand it, just shoot it into the comments and I'll explain it to you. All right. And then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Super important, because if there are channels that are extremely big already in your specific niche, why should YouTube trust your channel, right? Why should it trust your channel? I mean, it can also show videos in that niche to that specific audience from the channels that already have the trust from YouTube, that already have the trust from the audience. So it's very difficult to compete against channels like this, right? Then there are no smaller channels failing. This is pretty important, because if there are already like thousands of small channels failing, what would make your channel special? What would make your channel special so you can succeed? Always think about that. If there are like already like hundreds of channels failing, why should you succeed? Right? So always make sure that there are no channels failing, or not like too many channels failing. If there's like 1 failing or 2 failing, that's okay. But you always want to try to find a niche where there are no channels failing. Then the niche is not older than 6 months. In most cases, if the niche is older than 6 months, you will find a lot of channels that are failing, and you will also find a lot of channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Then I can create better content than my competitors. This is one of the most important things, if I can say it like that. But you don't specifically have to create way better, better quality videos. You can also just make your videos longer, right? Just as an example, and add more info into them. That's what you can do. You don't need to have animation videos or anything like that. Many people always think you need to have the best video on YouTube to make money with YouTube. That's absolutely not true. You just have to, give something new and maybe make the video a bit longer. All right. Then, am I actually interested in this niche? That's not a must, as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche. Then, is the niche monetizable? Super important. This is probably one of the most important things, because otherwise we're not going to make any money in that niche. Then must have tool is NextLab. I would highly recommend NextLab to everyone who's currently watching this video. I have it linked down below with like a discount code. I'm just opening a YouTube window very quickly because I just want to show you what you can do with NextLab and how it can kind of help you figure all of these things out. How it can help you to figure all of this criteria out. So let's say, for example, we want to look at this channel, we want to go into this niche, right? Now, a few things you can do with ElevenLabs, which is going to make your life so much easier, is you can click here on similar channels, right? And then ElevenLabs actually looks for similar channels for you. So channels in that specific niche. With that, you can then very, very quickly kind of do the niche research instead of, using the search bar and doing everything manually. So I just opened CapCut. So let me just close this. Boom. Close. No, it's still opening. Right, I want to close it. Okay, it's closed. Then the next thing you can do with ElevenLabs is you can go here to analytics. It's still open. I just want to close it because... All right. So the next thing you can do, cancel, boom, closed. Next thing you can do with ElevenLabs is you can come here to analytics, and then you can go here to reveal. Now you can see the channel revenue, you can see the RPM, you can see all of these things. Now, I wouldn't recommend, if you guys really want to make a quite good amount of money, I wouldn't go below $4 per 1,000 views when it comes to the RPM, all right? So it's a bit off topic now, but I just want to show you guys what you can do with ElevenLabs. By the way, this video is not sponsored. I use this tool every single day myself to kind of do niche research and to make sure that I don't choose niches that will not work. All right. So it's kind of good. It's going to save you a lot of time. So here we can see $5 RPM, pretty decent. So this would be enough for me to kind of go into the niche. Now, the next thing you obviously want to have a look at when you're choosing a niche is, can this channel, even on average, can these channels even make enough money for me to, be happy from what I can make from that channel? So if you want to make $5,000 per channel, you would probably not just jump into a niche like this, because this channel here is only doing $1,000 a month, right? So that's something you always have to decide for yourself. Like, hey, how much money do I really want to make from one channel? And then you have to look for that. So let's say, for example, you want to make $5,000 from one channel. Then you would look that a channel with a $5 RPM gets at least 1 million views a month. All right. So that's kind of what you look for when you're looking for a niche. Now, just very, very, very important. Niches won't be perfect. All right. Most niches aren't going to have this exact criteria. But the closer you can get it to this, the better it's going to be for you. Now, once we picked a niche, that's then where we go into the niche testing framework. So I follow this exact process with every single niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work. All right. So this here kind of gives you let's say, for example, 90%, or let's say 80% success rate. All right. With this, I would say that, right? Then you obviously have to test. All right. And you still don't want to spend unnecessarily big amounts of money on, testing. So first thing you do is you do the niche research, as I've just explained. Then you need a YouTube account. So for example, a brand new account, a personal account, a aged account, or a pre-monetized account. All right. Now, a new account is just a brand new YouTube account that you can just brand newly create. All right. These are pretty good. Then we get to personal accounts. These are just YouTube accounts that, you, for example, used to watch this video here right now. Very good accounts. Then aged accounts, which are just very old accounts from 2006 to 2009. And then pre-monetized accounts, which I would actually not recommend you guys to use just because they can be quite expensive. These are just accounts that are already in the YouTube partnership program. All right. Then now, once we have chosen our account, I would recommend you guys to go with one of these two, right? In best case scenario, or with a aged account. I wouldn't go with pre-monetized, to be honest. Once we have this, now we need 5 to 10 video topics. Now, these video topics may not just be any video topics. These must actually be good video topics. Good video topics means very simple, recent outliers, all right? Like, for example, these 2 videos here or these 3 videos here would all be very recent outliers. So we would probably put these 3 topics on our list, all right? What we're going to do then is, we're going to write the script with ChatGPT. I have multiple videos on this channel showing you guys exactly how to write good scripts with ChatGPT. So I would write the script with ChatGPT, right, to keep our costs down. Voiceover, we're going to use ElevenLabs, or we can just use here GenAIPro, which is basically a cheap version of ElevenLabs. It's quite decent. We use it all the time now. You can get like 1 million credits for $22. Same voices as ElevenLabs, right? So it's quite cheap. Then for the editor, I would hire a freelancer, or you can also do it yourself. I would pay the freelancer max $20 per video, right? At max. Now keep in mind that these videos will be extremely simple videos. So these aren't going to be extremely edited videos. They're just going to be very, very, very basic videos. All right. So in worst case, like you're going to lose $100 to $200 if a channel doesn't work. All right. Which is not a lot. If a channel works, you know, this money could be made back very, very quickly. All right. All right. So now we have our freelancer. By the way, all of this is not guaranteed. I just want to mention that and not to get in trouble with YouTube. Then for the thumbnail, we use a freelancer or we just do it ourselves. I'd recommend just do it yourself in the beginning, especially to save you some money. All right. So when you're testing, it's going to cost you anywhere from $100 to $200 to kind of see if the niche is going to work or not. All right. Then for the video length, we want our video to be at least 1.5 times longer than our competitor video. I've already explained. So we want to have a competitive advantage over our competitors. How do we get a competitive advantage over our competitors? By creating longer videos. All right, very simple. If our video is, let's say for example, our competitor video is 10 minutes long, gets an 80% average video duration. All right, and that's 8 minutes. Now we create a 20-minute video. That video gets 50% average view duration, right? Then we have 10 minutes of view time per viewer on average, which is going to be more than the shorter video. That means YouTube is going to push us, all right? Then for the thumbnail and the title, very simple. We want to make it as similar as just possible to our competitor channels, all right? As similar as possible to the competitor channels, not the same. We want to keep this like the style of these thumbnails. We don't want to do the exact same thumbnail. Right? Now, once we have that, we actually go into posting. So we post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post. Now, one of two things is going to happen. Either the channel is going to take off, like here. This usually takes 3 to 10 days. It actually takes a little bit longer at the moment, but around about 3 to 10 days. And then if it takes off, then only you continue to post videos, because now you already know like, hey, okay, the niche is working. You should be monetized very, very soon. And then, you know, your channel starts to generate revenue. All right. But there is also scenario 2 where nothing happens. We don't get any views. Never, ever, ever delete these videos from YouTube. All right. We had channels where it took it 2 months to take off. All right. 2 months. Okay. So never, ever delete the videos from YouTube. But if in this case of the channel not getting any views, these are just a few reasons why a channel might fail. So it can either be the niche, which you always want to look into, the video topics, the packaging, the video length, or it's maybe just a bad channel, right? And you really have to be extremely honest when it comes to these things, because otherwise you will never ever have a channel that actually blows up. You always need to go back to that channel and try to understand which one of these is the reason why the channel failed. All right, very important. And in case of the channel failing, we literally just repeat this process to niche research. And this is literally how we monetize like one channel a week, just because we repeat this process the whole time. All right. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions to this. I don't mind answering any questions in the comments. And then make sure if you're interested in working close with me, like for example, this student that hit 18K in a month, here 8K in a month, here Martin's got the silver play button, Tyler silver play button. If you're interested in getting like similar results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free one-on-one call with me. We'll have a look if we can make this work for you too, and then I'll see you in the next video.